I'm going to do a quick overview of how to submit successful award nominations so that you might be able to be a 2024 award winner. We've made a few changes to the process this year. Hopefully that makes things easier for everybody. So I'm going to do a quick overview of award categories, and then I'll highlight some of those changes. So first, I just want to, again, remind everyone of our award categories. On this slide, you see award categories that you can nominate yourself or a colleague for. We have individual and team awards. We heard some of those today for excellence in community development work, cross-program, educational materials, educational technology, innovation and creativity, and diversity. And then we have the team award specifically for teamwork. Again, these are ones you could nominate yourself or your own program for, or you could nominate a colleague for. And you can find more in-depth descriptions of each of these on the NACDEP website. And we'll share the link to that as well. And I'll show that page in a couple minutes. On this slide, you see our two distinguished awards. We have the Distinguished Service Award and the Distinguished Career Award. These are awards that we do not accept self-nominations. They have to be nominated by somebody else. And the requirements for that are listed in the awards description. The requirements for these ones are also a little bit different for the nominations. So if you're looking at those, just make sure, I would say, take some time to go through those award descriptions for some of kind of that key information. The link that we use to submit awards is all going to be the same for all the award categories this year. And we'll show that, and it'll guide you through that process. So a quick overview of eligibility requirements and kind of some clarifications based on questions that came up last year. So for individual awards, you have to be a current NACDEP member at the time of nomination. Now, one note on this is if you were a NACDEP member in 2023 and you typically renew your membership when you register for the conference, we do have that 90-day grace period that was mentioned earlier. So if you submit your nomination and then you renew your membership when you register for conference, you'll be good to go there. If you're unsure on any of that, email me or Tamara and we can help you kind of clarify on that. For team awards, at least 2/5 of university or extension professionals must be members, with the exception of the cross-program team award, because we recognize that may be people outside of kind of the community development space. So to be clear on that, university or extension professionals that are part of your award should be counted as members of your team. So if you've got multiple university or extension professionals that are a part of that, that's a team award. Community partners or outside collaborators can be listed separately for recognition and don't count against that 2/5 requirement. So another important thing here, if you're nominating a program that maybe you're the only university or extension person on the program and you had outside partners and collaborators, I think Jen and Kenzie both mentioned, it's their individual awards, but it's everything that we do really is partnership work. If they're outside partners and collaborators, then that should be submitted again for individual awards. And then nominations should be for efforts that were within the 2023 calendar year. And then we can't submit a program for multiple award categories. Pick the one that you think is the best fit and go with that. If we can go to our next slide. We've got a couple of changes for this year just to pay attention to. So the biggest one is that all the nominations this year are going to be submitted through a Qualtrics form on the NACDEP website. So it used to be that you'd put together your nomination packet and upload it. This year, it's going to be through a Qualtrics form, and the link is on the website. That's the only way to submit nominations. One of the benefits of this is that we've built character limits into the form to prevent you going over word, page, character limits, etc. That means nobody's nomination should be disqualified for not following those rules. In the past, every year we've had one or two that, includes over the word limits, over page limits, and get disqualified for that. This is one way to prevent that. The character limits are listed in the award description document. So if you're preparing your nomination in another document, you can look up what those character limits will be so that when you get ready to submit, you're within those limits. But just know that in the form, if you're copying and pasting text in there, it'll cut you off when you hit that character limit. The other thing on this is if you're listing team members or outside partners, there's a Google Sheets template on the NACDEP Awards page, and we're asking you to either copy that and submit the link to that Google Sheet in the Qualtrics form, or save it as an Excel file, and then you can upload that file within the form. That's how we're asking you to list whether it's team members or outside partners and other collaborators. So we can go to the next slide. So I did touch on this already, but as that reminder, nominations with multiple university or extension personnel should be submitted as team awards. And if you're the only extension or university person on the nomination, that can still be an individual award, even if you do have outside partners. For the narrative section, just make sure you review the guidelines in the awards description document. The evaluation criteria that judges use for each award is slightly different for the narrative piece. And we want to make sure that you're providing the information that's being requested. I think I've got one more slide here with some information. So nominations are due by 11:59 p.m. Eastern time on February 15, 2024. This is important to pay attention to because the Qualtrics form will not accept nominations after that time. So if you are in a different time zone, make sure you pay attention to 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. And also that's just a reminder to not wait until the last minute and risk, internet connectivity issues or something that may get in the way of you getting your nomination in. Get it done early and you won't have to worry about it. If you email me or Tamara next week or sometime in the next month with a question about the Qualtrics form, we can help you out with that. If you email us at 10 p.m. on February 15, you're going to be out of luck. So don't procrastinate. Get those nominations in. And don't have to worry about any of those technical issues. Again, we submit using the link on the NACDEP awards page. There's just going to be one link for all the categories, and winners will be honored at the 2024 NACDEP conference in Houston. We want to make sure to register and join us in Houston, whether you're an award winner or to celebrate our other award winners. The next thing I want to do quick before I'll pause and take a few questions, but I want to share what the page looks like. So when we go to, you go to the NACDEP website here, we go to nacdep.net/awards. This is our awards page. And we see here at the top, the awards are now open, nominations accepted, and it has this deadline here. Down here, this is kind of the important piece of this. Right here, we've got our 2024 awards descriptions and application procedures. That's going to have all the descriptions for character limits, for criteria, the process to submit the award, and really that criteria for each category where it differs. So pay attention to those things. The next thing we see is that team member and outside collaborator sheet, this one right here. And that's going to be just this template here. Again, you can either make a copy of that and share the link to the Google Sheet in the Qualtrics form, or you can download it and there's space to upload the Excel file in the Qualtrics form. And then last, this is the link to the nomination form. You click that link, it takes you to the nomination form. Again, there's one link for all the award categories and award types. Here you'll select which your type of award is. And this form just takes you through each step and makes sure that you put in all of the required information. You'll fill in your award, you'll fill in some of this information here. And then this page is going to ask you your title. Here's where you'll upload the partner list or team member list, your abstract, and your narrative. And that's going to walk you through the entire form. So it's really a pretty straightforward process. We're hoping that the Qualtrics form simplifies that for people. But nacdep.net/awards is the page that's going to kind of guide you and answer all of your questions on